way more common than what people think. Like, especially down in the Miami market, man, forget about it. There's girls looking around for marks. I mean, everywhere, dude.
Yes,
And
yes.
tricks. Like
Here,
that's
bro.
the
I'll tell
game
you. I'll tell
plan.
you in a
That's
second.
the
Yeah.
playbook, man. That's the
Yes, yes.
playbook.
So the reason why this matters to me so much, like why I try and stay away from drama. That's the number one thing that I generally do. But this is the same. Have you watched Indian Matchmaking, bro?
Have
The
I
TV
watched
show.
matchmakers?
Indian Matchmaking. It's a Netflix show. So obviously I did because it's like entertainment. It's literally about Indian matchmaking. And I've made videos on these topics before. I made videos on all these topics before. Why nice guys die lonely virgins? Why nice guys never get laid or some shit like that. I think it was why nice guys never get laid. Why cold approach leads to happier marriages. This is the prime example why cold approach leads to happier marriages. And I even pulled this up because this is being discussed now. I actually pulled up this podcast that I recorded on 2nd of Jan 2023. And the podcast recording is "Should you chase pussy or money first?" And I go into it with Derek More Plates More Dates and Chris Dudas on the one side, and I'm obviously on their side, versus these two other idiots that currently became huge, called Hamza and First Man. I'm not sure if you know these guys or not, but and the topic of discussion there was exactly what this donkey is doing in his life, is making money and clout and status and hoping that the girl would just find that enough to respect him and value him,
Mm-hmm.
and be subservient or submissive or whatever, like basically respect and value him and shit. And clearly getting money and clout and status didn't do shit for his self-respect or the respect for his woman to give him. She's treating him like a doormat.
Yeah.
So that's one of the reasons why I wanted to talk about this topic.
Yeah, I think cold approach is something that it just, listen, there's no guarantees in life, and no matter what we say
I
here,
can hear you.
like
Right back.
okay, so like if you do cold approach, it's going to be the best remedy to avoid situations like Akash's. You know, like you're
Cheers,
going to build
boys.
up.
It's gonna be
Cheers.
fun. Yeah.
You're going to build up a lot of confidence, experience. You're going to build character because you're going to learn how to face a rejection, confrontation. You're going to be challenged. You're going to push yourself. You know, that type of activity builds tremendous amount of character. You have to persevere. You know, guys have no idea what to expect. They literally go out there expecting just Chad-like treatment immediately. Instead of, no, most girls, if you're not a Chad, like you're going to get a lot of lukewarm responses. So it's going to require a tremendous amount of perseverance throughout and persistence. You know, there's going to be plenty of times throughout a cold approach journey where you're going to have to do the wash, rinse, repeat, and persevere if with the immediate, objections that you got to handle usually right up front. These guys have no idea. They literally expect that these girls are just going to get on their knees and start blowing them. And if they're not interested, if they don't start doing that, then they just eject and get out of the set. You know, okay, she didn't fawn all over me right off rip, so I'm just gonna decide to leave. It's like, no, that's the beauty of cold approach. You get to learn these skills. You have to persevere. You're gonna you're gonna be able to avoid situations like Akash is in right now because this guy literally had no experience, to his own admission, no experience whatsoever. How the hell do you expect to hold down and maintain a girl that has way more experience than you? Honestly, that's what drove me to do my first boot camp. I had two really shitty relationships with older women, and one of the older women, we had this conversation about sexual experience and our past, and she was honest with me and said, like, "Oh, I have 60 plus partners," and I was blown away. I was like, didn't even know that shit was possible. I was single digits at the time, and
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, holy fuck. I tried to downplay it as if it didn't hurt,
Yeah,
but I'm
yeah.
like,
That's what we always do. Yeah, yeah. I got more.
yeah, yeah, I downplayed it. Like, no, no big deal,
Yeah.
baby. I still love you. But it just always ate at me
Yeah,
and
yeah,
ate
yeah.
at me. I'm like, how could I? She also had 10 years on me, and I'm appreciate that she was
Mm-hmm.
honest. But
Mm-hmm.
eventually, I was like, damn, man, I need that experience. You know, I just ultimately need that experience. I'm in New York City. I'm in a great era where, before social media blew up and, the PUA stuff was just starting to take off, really. It was in its beginning stages, Mystery and all these guys, Brad P. And my bodybuilding mentor actually, he got out of a bad breakup and just so happened to
Was that
kind
Dave
of
or was that somebody else?
my
Oh,
Dave's friend, the guy, the juice guy, so to speak, where he was the gear
okay.
guy, and he
Okay, okay.
basically we became friends because I was out there all the time, and he was
Hmm.
like, "Yo, you want to do this pickup boot camp with me, man? I think it would be really good for us. We should try it." So he basically convinced me. It wasn't a hard sell for me because I was like, "Yeah, I need to do something. I need to make some sort of change. I'm open to it." 'Cause I didn't really know anything about the industry, but he was reading a bunch of books and he was really into it. So yeah, man,
Yeah.
that was the start of mine. But I was kind of, everybody has their own Akash story that
Yes.
drives them to either
Yes.
keep suffering or make a
Yes.
massive
I'm so
change,
glad that you
man.
brought this up. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm so glad you
everybody's
brought this
got
up.
their own Akash story, man. And
Okay, so
that was mine, dude. I was spending seven. I mean, all my older, wiser friends could see that I was getting dog walked, by these
yeah.
girls.
Wait,
Like, and
so
I just was.
their girls? Sorry. The guys, girls, your friends, guys, girls were
No,
seeing
like
that you get.
my friends, some of my older, wiser friends, they knew
Oh,
that I
I
was
see.
in a
I see.
relationship
I
with a
see. I see.
very
I
an
see. I see. I
older,
see.
manipulative girl that they were warning me, like, dude, do
Yeah.
not
Yeah. Yeah.
take
Yeah.
this
Yeah. Yeah.
woman to
Yeah.
Hawaii, dude. Like, I bought a
Yeah.
$7,000 put on my credit card at a 19-year-old kid to a
Jesus.
vacation to Hawaii, dude. My parents were furious,
Yeah.
furious.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
And
Yeah.
everybody saw it. The writing was on the
Yeah.
wall. She had already moved on. The vacation was terrible. Like I ended up
Yeah. Yeah.
going
Yeah.
through it with blinders on, hoping to salvage it like a little puppy dog. And it
Yeah.
was
Yeah. Yeah.
just, you need to get walked over sometimes to make
Yes,
the
you do.
big,
Yeah.
big changes, man. So
Yeah.
yeah, dude.
Dude, it's funny you brought up the whole story thingy, right? And here's I think what happens is there's two ways to like go across think about a challenge or something like that. And this is the part that fucking keeps pissing me off because I try and explain the technical specifics. How do you cold approach? How do you gain muscle? I'm trying to explain the stuff, the process stuff to do. And so many of these guys are the zeroth step before all these actionable steps where they don't even believe they can get results or it's worth it or the world is against them or I am Indian and I am short and I am this and I don't have money. All the stupid shit in their fucking head is holding them back from doing the fucking work that you need to do to get the goddamn results. Because you could, and this is not even like a hypothetical. Started dating my girl first, and when I started cold approach, I was living in an apartment where the rent was 400, not apartment, in a room, in a fucking broom closet room, where my room rent was 450 Canadian. You gotta imagine in today's day and age, 450 Canadian. I would do this, and I would touch the walls, right? Because I would have this desk, and this desk was attached to my bed, right? So that's the place that I had, and I was not barely making any money, and blah 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 blah. And I was like, I'm just going to go out and start doing cold approaches. And it took me a while, but by the 80th cold approach, I got my first lay.
Nice.
Right? Yeah. And because I was doing it by myself, purely looking at TorV videos and shit, I wasn't pushing myself. I was doing one cold approach every 3 days. If I was lucky, 3 cold approaches in a week, some stupid shit like that. And I'm like, I tell my guys, bro, get out of here. Put a fucking stopwatch on for at least 30 minutes, if not 2 hours. Go to fucking downtown this, go to Central Park this, go to this, whatever the fuck is a public fucking place. This big malls, there's huge malls here that everybody goes there. Fucking go, put on a stopwatch, and you will not stop talking to girls that you see. 3-second rule, go, 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 go. If you do that for 2 hours, I speak to 25 plus girls.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when I started it off, I took me 3 months because I would do 5-10 approaches. I would go back home and start crying again. Then I'll go back again after 2-3 weeks, go back home and start crying again. You know what I mean? Like, and it took me 80 approaches to get my first date. Had I done that in the first week, I would have had a date and possibly they or whatever, right? But my brain would have been like, oh shit, I've been crying over nothing for so fucking long. Right? This is
So
not
your
that
point
fucking
is
difficult.
what, that you were used to the misery, you liked the misery or something? You were, or
No,
like
no. Actually, you're right, because I got kind of tangented on this topic. It's like this dude, Akaash Singh, never had just like everybody, like you at the start and me at the start or whatever. That's why I pulled this up. So I'll bring here, which you can't see. But I have this thing about, I was in a relationship. It went long distance. And then me and her both were kind of like terrible to each other. And, she did stuff back at home. I could not take that. And I was miserable for a while, and I didn't do anything for a while. So like how everybody has a rock bottom story or some shit. That was my rock bottom story at 29, being with this girl who I thought I was gonna be with and end up with and everything, and she ended up doing shit that I could not handle, and that's what pushed me into action. Right? But these guys don't do that shit. They don't fucking push themselves into action. They stay defeated. And for Indians, it's the thing about matchmaking. My when I was complaining to my parents, I was like, guys, people are racist here, or they don't look at me this way. They don't. Blah, blah, blah. My dad actually said to me, you know what? If it's really that bad, we'll get you hitched up. We'll get you hooked up with someone. And I was like, nah. I was like, it's okay. I'll figure it out, because that's what we do in the Indian background shit. We do that shit because it's just accepted defeat. And okay, I'll go for the easy solution, which is what this retard did. He didn't challenge himself. He didn't go out and start talking to girls. He didn't get any experience. I don't know. Do you know if it's an arranged marriage or not for this guy, or do you not? I have no idea.
It's not I don't believe. No, it's not an arranged marriage. In fact, she was dragged to one of his comedy shows, and she was a fan. She became a fan, essentially, and they started mingling like in an elevator together, and they walked with each other. I don't know the whole backstory, but it definitely wasn't an arranged marriage. She got dragged to his comedy skit, and
okay.
Yeah.
Listen, I don't know what the truth is, but I will tell you what I feel is the truth. Is also, especially Indian NRIs today's day and age, they do not mention that it is an arranged marriage, even if it is, because it is looked down upon, etc., by me, like people like us. And yeah, I kind of do look. I'm not saying they can't have successful marriages, but I look down upon it. I'm like, I feel like a guy should go out and get his own woman and money and resources and network. I feel like a man should be able to do all that shit.
You think because your own experience and you're from an Indian family that it almost was like if it gets so bad, it felt like conceding defeat, right?
Yes.
So
so
they were going to set you up essentially.
Yes.
And there's Indian guys that I went to high school with that did get an arranged marriage, and they wear it proudly. Actually, they're not ashamed of it, but some guys do. Yeah,
brother. One of my best friends, who I will not mention who, etc., he's lived here. He came here before me. He studied here. He lost his virginity to girls here at colleges and universities and stuff. And then he did date a lot of girls here. And I assume he dated a lot of, I'm sure he dated white girls. I know for a fact he dated an Asian girl. He may or may not have dated a black girl. He was back at the time when Tinder was starting off. So everybody was getting results on Tinder. So he did the online shit. And he played with money. He would go on $100 dates. That was his thing. He did that thing. But at the end of it all, after dating, not being a virgin, not being an incel, he's married to a woman that his mom hooked him up with. Yeah, and that's not I'm not saying that's an L. That's not what I'm saying. He's good. But what I'm trying to say is it is a thing in Indian culture. Is like it's a very understandable thing. The parents do hook you up if you want to be hooked up like that. So even the guy that wasn't an incel, didn't have this thing, also did the same shit. Right? So that's a very, very, very much a thing. The problem or the issue for me is, are you happy doing that or not? And I wasn't. I didn't want to get hitched because of what my parents had to speak to their parents, because then they're selling me, as opposed to me just being me, meeting a girl, and the girls being like, okay, I really like you, Ketan. I really want to be with you. Right? They're selling me, my son is a doctor. My son makes this money. He's in the fucking US. He has this PR. Fucking nonsense. They're selling the shit that I have, as opposed to my son's a legend, go on a date with him. And that's not what they say, obviously, but that would be the thing, right? It's like, I'll be like, I would be like, this is me. Let's go out on a date. She gets to know you. She starts falling in love with you. And then she wants to be with you. Right?
Exactly, dude. Yeah. Yeah.
My girl, who I'm dating right now.
That's why, man, I'm so fascinated to know how their first date went, what did she just see him strictly as a mark? She must have knew he had money. I don't know if he leaned into money.
Of course, because he already had clout, and I would assume to some extent. I have no idea.
Yeah, no, he did. He definitely did have clout.
If he did have clout and status, then yes, then she probably did see that shit and was attracted for that shit, right?
Like I was saying earlier, I don't know if it was recorded on this one. This shit is way more common than what people think. Like, especially down in the Miami market, man, forget about it. there's girls looking around for marks. I mean, everywhere, dude. They
Yes,
and
yes.
tricks like
Here,
that's
bro.
the
I'll tell
game
you. I'll tell
plan.
you in a
That's
second.
the
Yeah.
playbook, man. That's the
Yes,
playbook.
yes. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, so I have Z's, right? He's here. Yeah, I have my dog, right? And obviously, I take him out for a walk and pee and poop and all that shit every day. One of these days, it's 3-4 months ago or something, I was in my fucking pajamas and shorts, like chappals and nonsense. I mean, fucking nothing, right? And I'm walking past, and there's a very high end restaurant right here, $200 plus fucking meal, blah blah blah, very high end restaurant. See these two cute girls, they're definitely drunk. See these two cute girls and they're fucking around and having fun with their car or something. And I use my dog as the cold approach opener. I was like, oh, my dog wants to say hi. You know, cold approach, start chit chatting and shit like that. The girl I approach is into me, 100%. And so then when it comes to like taking her number or some shit, her friend says to me, oh, do you have money? Like, where can you afford to take her or some shit? Something like that. Like, what do you do? Yeah. Her friend, this girl likes me. The one I actually cold approach was into me totally. Obviously, I can tell by now. I have experience. This girl stopped her from giving her number to me or some shit because she was like, what do you do? She only goes on high-end dates or some stupid shit. I don't remember, 6 months ago. And I'm like, look at me, girl. Like, I have fucking shorts on, pajamas on, chappals on. Nothing's designer. All my money, I would much rather spend on this guy. No, I don't have any money. You know, I just said, yeah, I was like, no, I don't. You know? But it was so weird. I'm living in a comfortable city here where all the kids have money because their parents have money. I'm sure that was her. All the kids have money because their parents have money. And so she was trying to find, or at least her friend was trying to find someone for her to like latch on or, you know, put her hooks into or some shit. I'm like, dude, we just spoke and you're asking me about money? Like, what is wrong with you?
Yeah. Yeah, because it's being pushed, man. Like it's now, you know, Miami is the hotbed for this. Literally, girls know about this. It's got a reputation. Like when I go travel and coach guys in Philly, you have girls telling me like, "Oh, we're about to go down to Miami because we know where all the rich guys are."
Yeah.
This is like the epicenter. This is the hotbed for it. But you're right.
I'm glad you're there. Yeah.
I know. I won't be here that much longer. But anyway.
Oh, I see.
I mean, you could get laid here. There's no doubt about it. But if you're looking for like actual long-term partners and stuff, it's not really ideal. But yeah, it's funny that you said that because like now it's bleeding into some of these other markets too. You see it in Toronto. You'll see it from time to time. As much it's just not as concentrated. Like it's so concentrated here, and it's in your face everywhere you look. But like you know, you still get it now. It's so mainstream. You know that it's worldwide, it's global. Like with Instagram, like you know, with social media as a primary means of communicating. So this girl is, believe me, like your average normie now knows about the Akaash Singh drama. You know,
bro. You know what? I have so many guys reaching out to me about this Akaash Singh thing. The guy that I just told you about, you know, one of my best friends who's married, arranged marriage. This guy. He texted me. He said, bro, he texted me, I should DM Akaash Singh. And I'm like, why? And then I realized, he's saying he needs my advice. He's trying to say he needs your fucking dating advice. Yeah, so that was a joke. Bro, I've legitimately actually reached out to 2 of the Indian guys on Indian matchmaking. These motherfucking nice guys. Indian guys are fucking nice guys. Same shit with me too. The people confuse being a nice guy with being a motherfucking doormat. You can be a nice guy, and if somebody pushes your boundary, you can shut shit short. You don't need to get into a verbal fisticuffs. You don't need to get an actual fisticuffs. You don't need to do anything. You don't need to be an asshole, an aggressive jackass. But you can be a nice guy and still hold for your fucking boundaries. And this nigga does not know how to fucking do that shit. Clearly, none of these guys do. Because the nice guys bend over backwards to be liked by these women that they like.
I don't even, that whole term needs to be dissected, like nice guy, because, and gentleman too. That's another word that, like,
I am a gentleman, brother. I am a gentleman. Yeah,
exactly. That's what I'm saying. So, like, you know, when you peel back the layers, a lot of the, like, if you want to label Akaash a nice guy, for example, like, there's going to have tendencies of, like, he's really, really bitter and upset inside, and he's unable. He's bought into 100% hook, line, and sinker what society has sold to him. You
Yes,
know, don't
yes.
do this,
The
don't do
politically
that.
correct. Yes, yes.
Pander to women. You know,
Pander
don't
to
worry.
women. Yes.
It's a matriarchy. It's like the girl first, just everything. And he bought it hook, line, and sinker, and he's getting the results of a girl who actually it's against nature. It's against her. She's not supposed to be the masculine one of the partnership, right? Or the marriage. And she is the masculine one. So she's
Yeah, yeah.
dominating him. He's not asserting his dominance. That's evident. I don't need to know anything else about the relationship. I could just tell that guy is not asserting his dominance. Literally, that
Yeah.
girl would have got backhanded by like even a normal guy, just like, yo, what are you fucking talking about?
Yeah,
Telling him to shut
I don't.
up, you
I wouldn't
idiot.
promote actually physically doing it, but what I actually mean is, because we're not in the age of Sean Connery anymore. But you're right, like verbally or not verbally or some shit, just like with behavior. If some chick acts like a retard, you're just like, what is wrong with you? You know, when you come back to your senses, we can actually talk or something like that, and then we go from there. Dude, I mean,
Dude, some
I
of
don't
it
know
is
this.
so
Yeah, go ahead.
obnoxious. Some of it is so obnoxious, like crazy. Where she know this has been going on for years. Like
Yes, I
this is
know.
not new. Like she's filming the fucking guy. He's got his hands on
Yes.
his thing in a closet, and she's like, this fucking idiot. Look what he did here, humiliating him, just
Yeah,
fucking
yeah, yeah.
publicly humiliating him.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Dude, you wouldn't believe this. So my girl and me are right now in a fight, so to speak. No jokes. Yeah, I mean, like obviously, like normal, fight on a fight which got really fucking heated, and the topic of discussion was this fucking cunt.
Really?
Yeah, she was trying to defend her in some way, shape, or form, or some shit. And but I'll tell you what though. I'll tell you what my problem, or say what the mistake I made is. She's 1 week out of her period, which is the blah blah. It's their luteal phase, which is where they lose their fucking minds and they become YouTube comment section bots. So there's no way you can win because you're talking to someone that doesn't have logic at this point. So I'm retarded that I engaged her in this at this point because this is what I do, a dating coach. I know what I'm talking about here. So anyway, so that's why we got into this fight. But she's trying to be like, oh, but we don't know what they're doing in the past, or we don't know their marriage must be over. That's why she's doing it now publicly. I'm like, no, this bitch is a nobody. She has always treated him like this. The reason why we know this is coming out, because what she was trying to say was, oh, we don't know what's happening behind closed doors, which in other words, aka, oh, he might be cheating on her. Oh, he might be doing something else to her. I'm like, this fucking guy doesn't have the fucking balls to talk to the fucking cashier at the store clerk. Get the fuck out of here. This fucking guy's cheating on her. He doesn't have anything. Fuck this guy. He can't do shit. So he's definitely not cheating on this girl for sure. Because he's also not signed a prenup. So he's going to get fucked 100%. So he would never do that shit. And I'm like, dude, that's not why she's doing it. Their marriage has always been like this. The thing is, nobody has given a fuck who this chick is because she's obviously a random bro chick. Nobody knows who she is. But she's using his fame to launch her podcast, to launch her own brand. That's why all this shit is happening, because her goddamn podcast just came out 3 months ago. And in the podcast, this retard didn't know what she's doing. And she just, imagine if I were to abuse my girl every day, right? I punch her in the face every day. And nobody knows that. But tomorrow I go on a podcast after 10 years and I'm like, I punch her in the face every day. Then that's when people find out this nigga is fucking abusive. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Because to me, or in that abusive guy's head, it's normal. But when you go out and say it, you're like, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you, you idiot? You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, if some dude stabs everybody every day, nobody knows until you go out and say it.
Yeah, it wasn't even. She gave me the impression as if it wasn't even a big deal. You're right. It was like, she was so nonchalant.
Yes, because she doesn't think it's a big deal.
She's an idiot. Right off her tongue.
She's an idiot. She thinks it's normal to treat men like that.
Yeah.
To break them down like that, to bring your husband, your man that you're supposed. That's the part that doesn't make any sense. Here's the part that doesn't make sense to me. Don't girls like grow up thinking about having a man and like a knight in shining armor and my man and all that kind of shit? So did she not grow up with that shit? Because why would you have your man that you're always looking up to having all your life and then tear him down like this? Publicly humiliate them like that.
Yeah, because that knight in shining armor shit is the shine is starting to wear off. It's not really planted in a lot of young girls' heads anymore. I think growing up, you know, in our era, really it was and stuff, but more and more these girls that are in their low 20s, teens, they're being conditioned totally differently. Like I think in college and their families and social media, they see girls examples like her where
Yeah.
no,
Yeah. Yeah.
I think maybe also to let this girl off the hook a little bit and not give her 100% of the blame is Akash. This is also a woman will fall into your
Yes.
frame.
Yes.
So
I'm so
and
glad you
your
brought that up. Go
girl's
ahead.
right to a
Go ahead.
certain extent. The girl is falling into his frame. I
Yes.
tell guys,
100,000%.
yeah, and even at the beginning of a cold approach, I tell guys all the time, it's a microcosm of the whole picture of it, but like you're the one creating the frame if you want it to be sexual or platonic, you know, right off rip. You're setting the frame and she'll come into that frame or she won't come into that frame and
Yes.
she'll be gone.
Exactly.
And then she did
Yes.
you a favor.
Exactly.
And that's
Yes.
it. You
Exactly.
learn
She
those lessons.
Exactly. Yes. Bro, let me give you an example or something that I've never per se shared or anything. No, I've never shared this actually, but my girl knows this and I've kind of brought this up in jokes 1,000 times. I used to have my first black girlfriend was my Mercedes GLA 250. I loved her so much. So, anyways, when I used to live in the 450 square foot apartment, I used to have this car out in the driveway and shit, right? So I guess my girl somehow found out that that car was mine or something, and I cold approached her, and I didn't know that she knew because I didn't cold approach her in front of my car. I mean, I just cold approached her on the street. So I guess someday she'd figure it out, right? So one of the first dates ever that we had tried to set up or something at the start, I asked her, "What are you doing?" Blah blah blah. You know, let's grab a drink or something. And she's like, I think I asked her, "What's your Sunday fun day plans?" I was using Alex's text messages. "What's your Sunday fun day plans?" or some shit. She's like, "Oh, I am trying to figure out a ride to go to this place. It's just 2 hours away to drop some fucking stupid courier shit or some shit." And I was like, "Oh, okay, cool. Best of luck. You know, let me know when you're done and back." The point of the story is she knew that I had a car. What she was trying to hint at was I need a ride to go here. And I immediately understood that. And I was like, "Girl, I like you and I'm interested in you, but I'm not going to be your Uber driver." Right? Like, I'm not going to start this fucking relationship off on the frame that I need to be your Uber driver or some shit for us to have a date or some shit. So I was like, you know, best of luck. Let me know when you're done, you know? And then eventually we ended up going out on a date much after. And then obviously, eventually in the actual relationship, I've taken her like 3, 4, 5 times in my life, obviously, because now we're dating. Obviously, we're together. But I'm not going to lead with my fucking
this
Mercedes.
is your current girlfriend? This
This
how
is
it
my
started?
girlfriend, bro. This is my girl. Yes.
Oh wow, that's how it started. That's funny.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
when it started off, it's not like she's evil or some shit too. She's just doing what she's heard and seen, and Kim Kardashian's doing here, and that fucking chick is doing there. She's doing the same shit that she sees everywhere, and she tried to do the same shit with me. And I was like, you know, I like you, but not this way. Like, I'm not gonna pay for this shit, right? So when you want to hang out, let me know. I'm down to hang out. And we did hang out, and our first date was going to a grocery store to buy groceries. And then coming back to my place, that was like a 450 square foot apartment, by the way. Do you sound trying to say? Like,
Yeah,
in
man.
my opinion, that's what dating or something is. What the fuck is this shit? Anyways, yeah. So, yeah. But that's what I'm trying to say. It's not her fault. Like, it's not this Akaash Singh's chick's fault either. And it's not her fault either. They just come in just like I would come in. Like, if I'm a black pilled incel, I would kind of sort of come in with almost like or red pill or black pill. And so I would come in with like a almost hateful frame in terms of dating girls or some shit, because that's all I'm seeing on Reddit. And that's all I'm seeing with these idiots and that guy and all these. That's the frame that I come in with. And when guys start to work with me, I'm like, dude, you want a girl. Why are you hating her? Why do you hate women if you want a good fucking woman? Like, why don't you think that women are good so that you can actually have a potentially good this thing, right? So like they come in with that frame. And your job as the man is to lead the frame by doing it the way that you want to do it, which is what I did. I led the frame. Like tiny microcosm examples. When I go out for a cold approach for this girl I just showed you, I shut that down. No, I don't have any money, blah, 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 blah. The other girls, like when they ask you for a drink, do you want to buy me a drink? I'm like, no, I don't. Because you set the frame at the start.
Yeah,
right?
to start, yeah. Then the willingness to walk away, the actual willingness to yeah, you got to be willing to walk away. That's. I think it's even
where
one of
cold approach
history's
comes
top
in.
5. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's like
right, because
history's top 5 attraction triggers or something like that. Willingness to walk away or willing and emote risks or something like that. Uh, Demonstrate higher value. I don't know. Mystery's top 5 stuff. He doesn't say sexualization is the one thing I disagree with him about, but yeah, you're setting the frame essentially. So
Yeah, and this
you
dude
know,
clearly hasn't ever. I don't think so. I don't think this dude clearly ever has, because this all of this shit that has only come out in the past 3 months. She has been doing it for fucking 10 years just behind closed doors. This idiot is sadly an abused dude. Like, his life in his mental health would be 10 times better if she left him tomorrow. Legitimately, because he wouldn't have someone beating him fucking down every fucking day. But this idiot doesn't know that. He thinks that he needs it to get laid or whatever the fuck. So he's stuck in this shit at this point. That's the frame thing, that's that thing.
well, and you also, no matter how much from the outside looking in, be like, dude, you're not that bad. You have clout, you have status, you have some things going on for you. He can't. It's to him that's an imaginary thing. Like he hasn't cultivated that and experienced that himself to actually, when we throw around words like an abundance attitude, he doesn't. He
He
has
doesn't
a
know what that
scarcity
means.
mindset with women. He doesn't think he can get anything remotely
No,
close to
yeah.
that.
Yeah, and this chick isn't even some fucking Scarlett Johansson fucking
No,
12 on 10. Or this chick is the most, like, I'm not trying to be hateful. It's just, that's the sad part. The factual part is, I wouldn't even look at this girl twice in cold approach, brother. This girl will be the girl who's the friend of the girl that I'm actually trying to hit on. This girl is so average, hella basic. And I'm talking from the perspective of being a man, because I'm objectively looking at sexual attraction and shit, right? I wouldn't go at her first. She would literally be a rep. That's what this girl is. She would be a rep, like a warm up. Like, I'm
I
just
agree.
saying, like you would understand. It's still wrong, but you would understand if some girl's fucking Scarlett Johansson level. This. Okay, fine. This girl's so out of his league. He probably, blah blah blah. This girl's a nobody, and that's where the lack of game shit hurts so hard.
It does. And just
So
to
fucking
go
hard.
back on what we were saying before, I think it was off air about how like there's a new thing that guys had to be aware of out there, and I see a lot of like these ethnic girls, like black women down in Brickell, and now Indian women, and all sorts of them. They're cultivating this almost. They're taking on the identity of like these valley white girls, and they're acting like it. Like if you listen very closely to the way this girl speaks, Akash's wife, it's like she sounds like some sort of fucking, she belongs on the movie Clueless, like a valley girl from California. The way they speak and they take it on, and they're trying to reach a larger audience that way. Like
Yes.
they're
Yeah.
imitating that. They're imitating that behavior. It's really something to be aware of. Because they're like, they're really gonna suck you dry. You know what I mean? Like they're just gonna.
And not in a good way, sadly.
They're like
Not in
the
a good way.
exotic toy. They then become
Yeah.
the exotic toy of the bunch. Like, oh wow, she's got a sophisticated idea. What are we perceiving a valley girl that's a white chick? Like she's some sort of, oh wow, that girl is like exotic. She has those characteristics, and she's also black or Indian. Like that's incredible. Like they're a totally different breed down here, man. They're a totally different breed. Guys
Yeah.
need to be aware of that. They need to be aware of that. I was involved with some girl like that. She was Dominican, and it was like she sounded like a middle, above average, like a white class. Sounded like my sister or something like that. Like a spoiled
Yeah.
little white girl brat.
Yeah.
Who just got out of a sorority or something. Like it's just, and they demand the best of the best of everything.
Yeah.
They want to be spoiled 24/7,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah,
Like spoiled 24/7.
Yeah, that's another frame thingy too. That's a general dating moving towards relationship frame. I think it's this thing where yes, every girl wants to be treated, wants to become the queen. Duh, right? Like every girl wants to become the queen, but they want to be treated like the queen immediately. And same thing, whether this girl, any girl that I've ever been like, hey, listen, I like you and I respect you, and I'm trying to see where this can go or something. I want to enjoy the time that I spend with you. And yes, but the queen status is earned, right? The prince, I can give you princess treatment as long as you respect me back and shit. You can be my baby girl and stuff. But I'm not going to give you queen treatment until you fucking earn it. Like, there has to be a difference between the girl that earns queen treatment versus, why would I just give that away to someone? Like, why would I, do you see what I mean? Like, there's no difference in that stuff. Um,
Yeah. Yep.
anyway, so that's another thing where they demand this kind of shit for no reason. I'm like, why? For what
Yeah.
reason am I? You know what I mean?
Well, she was
No,
saying like, I just exist. You know, people were asking her in the comments and saying like, what do you bring to the table? She's like,
yes,
I just exist. That's it.
good, yeah,
Again, that attitude too is like, it's way more common than what people think. You know,
yeah, yeah.
she's not the originator of that thought, you
No, of
know?
course, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So
bro. She listen. She should have been fucked anyways. But there are these simps. That's why I don't like this guy, because the simps like these don't give a fuck and bend over backwards and give her what she wants. And the saddest part is they're both fucked now, because she is abusing him,
yep.
he's getting abused, and she doesn't actually like or love the relationship, because you can see how she's talking about her man, the person that she's supposed to love for the rest of her life. She's talking about him like an idiot, like a donkey, like this, whatever, blah blah blah, my fucking husband, my this, you know, all that. And they're not jokes, they're like actually real. And then she's talking about fucking waking up with a sore asshole first thing in the morning. I'm like, which self-respecting woman that is now married or some shit ever would ever bring up the fact about having waking up with a fucking sore asshole or some shit? Which woman would do that in her fucking common? Nobody would do that. No fucking self-respecting common sense woman would do that, even if they had that as a real story. Like, who would
Dude, I
fucking
wonder
do
what the
that
play.
shit?
I don't think this is going away anytime soon. Like, I really don't. And it's like, I'm so glad it's like being brought to the light, because it's like, dude, I wonder what the play is here. What's the playbook? What's the angle? Is she trying to push his limits and push his boundaries and go viral? What I wonder
She's
what
trying
her
to go
play.
viral. She's trying to launch her podcast. That's why this thing is
Yeah.
happening, right? Because she's trying to
So
launch
you
it.
think it's all
She's trying
scripted?
to separate.
You think he
No,
knows
no,
about this?
no. It's not scripted. No, it's not scripted. She has always she married for security because he's a celebrity superstar. Okay. But she doesn't love or respect him, because women don't love or respect money. Money is just convenience. Women love and respect men that they actually love and respect, that they can look up to, that make them feel good, that make them feel feminine, all that kind of shit. Right? That's what they love and respect. Women love like all these other things. You know, she said that, oh, I don't cook and I don't clean because I don't want to. And it's like, fine, cool, but I would have never dated you. Even again with my girl too. When we first started off, there was one of the conversations or something where she was like, "Oh, I don't like to, or I don't want to cook or clean or something, or you know, I'm a working woman too, and we can get someone to cook or clean." I'm like, bro, I can cook or clean. I know how to do it. And I have the money. Back then I was making money. I was like, I can throw money at someone to fucking do it. The goal isn't about getting food into my stomach. The thing is, my mother always cooked for my father because it was a sign of love and symbol of taking care of him. People cook with love. That's why you do it. You're nurturing the person that you. That's what I grew up with. That's what I want. Her own mother does it.
Yeah.
Her own mother cooks for her own dad from the ground up. Like, I mean, they literally like skin chicken, bro. They don't even go to the market and get it. She literally does it from skinning chicken and all that kind of shit. She makes all that fucking effort. I'm like, and that's how she was raised. But I don't know why that part got skipped over or whatever in probably social media, probably Kim Kardashian, probably this fucking valley chick, probably that girl, right? Where these bitches are coming up with, I don't cook, I don't clean. And bitch, you're going to be single because I'm not going to fucking take you, because I can pay money and I can order Uber Eats every day. The goal isn't that. The goal is I want to feel loved and taken care of by my woman, just like you want to feel loved and feel secure and feel babied and princessed. Like, that's the same shit for me.
You had a lot of patience, man, that you didn't already just boot her to the curb at that point. Seriously, because that's crazy. Yeah, you're right. And you know what? I heard a very interesting thing that, like, I think it was Charleston White. He was getting interviewed and he said how his mother was so loving and she did everything within her power, right? But it wasn't enough because
Wait, sorry,
society
who?
was this comedian guy, this
Okay.
Charleston White guy. He's pretty popular, and he was getting interviewed and saying how good his mother was, and she was the perfect role model. She not only was religious, but her actions were very loving, and you know, she followed it, you know, and it wasn't enough because you're right, like society, no matter what, your girls parents might have been living examples of something, a good road to
Yes.
follow, but
Yes.
society was saying something
Yes.
totally different.
Yes.
So society actually is the teacher. You know, we
Of
can do
course.
everything in our power to our kids, but the stuff they listen to, the stuff that,
Mm-hmm.
going to school, and that's their real teacher. So it's really something to be really mindful of. It's crazy to see that, because we
Yeah.
tend to think it's just the ones that come from broken families or this or
Yeah,
that.
yeah, 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 yeah.
But there you go. There's a prime example of it. Now, it doesn't always mean that, because society is also going to have a lot to say about what they do and how they behave.
Yeah, bro. There's also this thing. See, like when I know I'm bringing up examples of my girl because she's examples of my girl, but also these examples are all the ones that were things that we quote unquote worked on. So these were all the not good things, but obviously she was already really, really good, which is why we even entertained getting into a long-term relationship. And the thing is, people just learn things from somewhere and then just have that thing in their head, but they've never questioned it or something. So it's not like she was a bad person, or anybody that has a certain thought process or pattern is a bad person. They just have that education at this point in time. Their life circumstances, whatever, they took in this stuff, and this is their POV perspective right now. Once you question it and you talk about it and all that kind of stuff, then it makes sense, right? Like, she now cooks for me all the fucking time, and I love it, and it's fucking, and she loves to do it too. She loves to take care of me. But maybe somewhere along the line she must have seen some TV show or some shit, or the Real Housewives or something. They don't do anything. They just walk around with nail polish on their hands, and maybe I want that thing, because maybe even in her head or anybody else's head, I think that's what these girls also think, is like, if I'm gonna live around like fucking Queen Cleopatra, I will just be happy. Like, if I'm just live around like this with my nails done and some girl doing my this and some girl doing my this or whatever, cleaning the house for me and some girl doing, if I just sit around like a princess, I think I'll be happy. And that thing in itself is fucking horrible, because human beings are not happy just being comfortable and this thing. Human beings need a challenge or something to work towards, or to, does that make sense? Like, maybe that entire perspective of them is just entirely wrong, because that's what these girls are trying to do, right? They're trying to bag a guy where they think, like Akaash Singh, where they think this dude can afford me everything and I'll be done. But the reason why she's so miserable is because she's bored of the Gucci bags now. She's bored of the first class ticket. She's
And now
bored
she's
of the,
frustrated.
and
Yeah,
she's
so
frustrated, and it's coming out because she doesn't like him and respect him, because he doesn't make her feel feminine or taken care of. And he doesn't tell her no when she acts like a fucking child, which she likes. She literally likes that. Women like it when you literally tell them no, when they act like a fucking child. And that's biologically hard-coded, because she is looking for a man to raise her child. So if you can't even tell no to me, how the fuck are you going to look at him in the eye and tell him no? And that the guy has to do the disciplining, obviously. Right?
Yeah.
So it's like you're showing yourself to be a horrible long-term partner, because you don't have the fucking balls to stand up for yourself and your boundaries. Like, if you can't even say no to me, what the fuck are you going to say no to this kid? Right?
Yeah. It's crazy, man.
So, anyway, anyway, that's like the whole thing of, I think their entire perspective of the shit is wrong. I want to bring in a tiny tangential idea. Like, I don't know if I ever told you about this or not. This was a video on my on my channel, where me and my friend went out and cold approached these bombshell, Pakistani middle-aged, women. I think they're going to hate if I say that, if they see my shit. bombshell, like gorgeous, like they're 50, both of them, one's 43, one's 53, something like that, and they look like they were 28. They look younger than me, my age, and they look they look way more gorgeous than all these bimbos with BBLs and fake lips and fake tits. Fucking, they look gorgeous, right? And they were amazing to chit chat with and everything. Sadly, both of them have had divorces. I'm not sure if the other one has had multiple, but one of them has had two divorces, and she's on, when I met her then, she was on her third relationship, which is kind of a little bit rocky, So we were talking about that because, I was saying I'm a dating coach for guys. That's what we were talking about. So she herself said, this 50-year-old woman was like, this whole stupid, new age, feminine empowerment nonsense that women have been fed when they're growing up is the worst thing in the world, because it throws off your values, it throws off the things that are important to you and all that kind of shit. But because me and her were talking about how she just wants a man to share her life with. That's it. A man that she loves and respects to share her life with. She's like, I don't need money, I don't need this, I don't need that. All I need is a good man to share my life with. Just respect my children. Doesn't even have to love or raise them, because her kids are grown too, right? So she's like, I just want a good guy to share my life with. But all this, and this all started off with Oprah Winfrey and shit. where Oprah Winfrey was the one that first started off with the whole feminist thing. Yeah, girl, you can do this and you can make money and you can do this. Yes, feminist empowerment. And if the girl starts doing all that shit, who the fuck is going to take care of the home? And if you're not taking care of the home, then who the fuck is taking care of the kids and making the guy feel comfortable when he comes home? So this whole
Well, no, it's not prioritized. So like it's been now over studies that recent girls, they put it as like top 6 on their priority list. It's like way down there. It's way down there. So times have changed, man. My mother, same thing. Like she really, that was all she was taught. Like her parents, like her whole life was her dream as a kid was just simply to have a husband, start a family, white
yeah.
picket fence.
Yeah,
That's
that's
how
what
she
they want. They want to have a husband and start a family. That's what their primary thing is.
Yeah,
They
but you ask these
legitimately
girls
don't
now,
give
they
a fuck
don't.
about promotions.
Yeah, but they're being sold a lie right
They're
now.
being sold this lie, yeah.
Yeah.
Geez, that place looks good. I don't know where you're living.
And honestly, when you look deep enough, what is that old saying? Like if you stare deep enough at that into the abyss, you start to become the abyss or some shit. If you're looking at it all day long on social media and
Oh
in your
yeah, yeah,
phone
yeah,
and your
yeah,
friends,
yeah, yeah,
so if you're
yeah, yeah,
staring at
yeah.
something long enough, you become that. So
Yeah,
you
yeah,
will
yeah.
become that. You're brainwashed, you know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what, bro. I keep getting guys texting me, "Hey,
But
man, what do
anyway,
you?"
real quick, let me
Go
let
ahead.
me just get this thought I was holding on to
Do
because
that.
you were saying a
Do
good
that.
point about how like they don't need anything. That's all they want. That should be number one priority. Like, you know, my parents, they said to me always growing up, they said, if you could find a girl and you two are happy just sitting on the park bench together, nothing spectacular, nothing, and you guys are happy with just that simple date, just being on a park bench together, that's all they wanted. If you could do that, then that's a
Yeah.
good barometer for somebody who could be a long-term prospect. If this girl can't sit on a park bench with you and just be happy with you, she's not a good long-term prospect. I'm telling you, like
Hmm.
that's what my parents always preached to me since I was a younger kid, and and a lot of girls fail that test nowadays. They demand more.
Hmm.
They demand way more. You know what I mean? But I mean,
Yeah, but they're
I still
also,
hold on
bro,
hope.
they're also screaming red flag right there, right? And that's where the whole cold approach shit comes in. Why am I dating only this girl out of dating 16 out of cold approaching 1,600 plus women?
No,
Because
you're right.
she's the
Dude, you're
exception to the
absolutely right.
fucking right.
Yeah.
Like it's not like I
No,
didn't
I
get
know.
laid
That's
and
why
didn't
we're
get
giving
dates.
ourselves more of a chance.
Yeah,
It's not all by
yeah,
luck. Yeah, it's not all by
yes,
luck. You know, the
yeah,
more you put
exactly.
yourself out there and the more options you give yourself, just like with these women,
Obviously.
yeah, they're overwhelmed with men who would fuck them, but not so to speak, not a bunch of men that will actually spend the rest of their life with them. That's the difference,
Hmm.
and they don't see that all the time. They don't
Hmm.
know if like, oh wow, I have all these options, but yeah, you do have a lot of options, but these guys are all just will fuck you, and that's it.
Hmm.
You know?
No, but they know that, bro. Women know that.
Yeah,
They know
yeah.
that. That's why sex doesn't mean anything to them. That's why body. So even when me and my girl were talking about this thing, even though she was trying to defend in whatever manner, she agreed to the whole thing about the body count thing, right? We get into the same stupid argument so many times about like the difference between men and women. That happens all the fucking time. It's just my line of work and it's gonna fucking happen too, and I can't shut my fucking mouth. So we got into the and she agrees that body count for, which by the way we've had discussions about this, that body count for women make no fucking sense. Why would you be impressed with a high body count for a woman? Dicks are flying into you from everywhere. Dicks are couriered and emailed and everything to you. Like dicks come in flying everywhere. Like
Look at the
you
Bonnie Blue thing. Bonnie Blue.
yeah. I'm like, dude, how many girls do you fucking turn? How many guys do you turn down every week? Every week, you don't even think. You don't even think about their dick. You just like you're not even thinking that. You're just thinking like, ew. Oh, sorry, one more guy that approached me. They're not even thinking because they know all guys just want sex. Like they already know that deep down. So that's not even a thing. It's not like they're confused. They're always complaining about the fact that, quote unquote, there aren't any good guys out there. And what they really just mean is that there isn't a guy that I would consider long term potential. And that's what hopefully a decent amount of game and understanding female psychology and shit would give you, is a decent amount of game and stuff that she wants to be with.
Yeah,
Right?
true.
Bro, I cold approach 1,600 plus women, right? How many men probably hit on her in the past 3 years? Probably
10,000.
3,000. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she decided to be with me. Right? And we're fighting, but she doesn't go behind my back and suck some dude's dick out of like vengeance or some shit. Why? Because she values what we have. Yeah, we're in a fight, but like I still want to be with this guy, and that's already been decided in her head because of her experience with me. Right? So they know this shit. They want to be with a good guy. That's what they're dying for, to be with a good guy. But they just can't find them because good guys are so fucking far and few to come. And even there's the guy, by the way, I've been a part of the cold approach pickup WhatsApp group in Toronto and all this fucking shit too. Just because some dude is a part of this shit does not mean he's a good guy. It just means he does cold approach. They're retards.
Right.
They are retards. They're fucking red-pilled, black-pilled idiots. They're donkeys. So imagine, even the tiniest percentage of people, of the guys that do the cold approach, aren't even good people. So imagine if you're the only guy in your entire city, which is probably going to be it, right? It's going to be 5 guys in all of Ontario, I think, that are doing cold approach and are genuinely nice guys that like women and want to be with them. If these guys do 1,000 approaches, bro, there's going to be like at least 30 girls that want to marry them.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. It's true, man. Yeah, and that's why we're big advocates of cold approach. And if Akaash ever comes across this video, listen, man, we're not shitting on you, man. There's still
no, bro.
hope.
I'm not
As
trying
long
to. Yeah,
as- yeah, like
seriously.
if
Holy
you
fuck.
feel like you're in Akaash's situation right now, or have dealt with it, and you can't get out of
Yeah.
it, or you feel stuck, dude, there's an answer. I'm telling you, man.
Yeah.
We've all been there on certain degrees of
That's
it.
what
man.
I'm saying.
And
Everybody has had that storyline. You got to change from just trying to be safe, like this idiot Akaash, and be like, it's okay. It might take me 6 months. It might take me 3 years. It might take me 5 years. But I'm gonna secure my fucking romantic life with a good fucking woman, and I'll give myself the best opportunity or something by taking up on this challenge or something.
Yo, here's the thing. I think what's holding a lot of guys back is pride. Like, this is still, no matter how much more
I agree with you
PUAs
there
become
too.
more mainstream, it's
I agree with you
still
there, too.
regarded. It's still got a very bad stigma about it.
I know.
That it's, dude, I remember when I was doing it, like my normie friends, they would fucking be like, why do you need that
Yes,
shit? Like,
I
in laugh.
know
And
that.
you
I
would
know.
get clowned for this. I know it's become
My friends
more
do
normal
it
now,
too,
but
bro. My best friends do it
you
too.
would get, oh wow, you need a mentor, or you need,
Yeah.
you're seeking out help.
Just
for,
have confidence, bro. Just have confidence, bro. It's
It's
like,
crazy, man.
where do I
Like,
get it from, you donkey? Where does Akaash Singh get his confidence from? He doesn't have any. How is he gonna get it?
He needs to have the osmosis effect with, if he's around other guys who are pulling hot girls and walking up to a ton of chicks. That's how you learn, man. That's how you learn in anything. You have to absorb it. You have to be around it. You know, you're the sum total of the 5 people around you. Look, who's his closest friends? I mean, I don't know. His wife? That's
Idiots.
probably his.
Yeah, he's probably one of his closest friends. Yeah, they're idiots. Bro, did you know that? I made the story. Did you ever watch it? Like how a homeless guy taught me how to talk to girls.
Refresh my memory. I mean, maybe you brought it up in the past, but yeah. Go ahead.
One of my first ever cold approaches is because that what you said, osmosis. Because I saw a homeless man. Okay, I'll give you like a tiny story. Got broken up with my girlfriend for 6 months. Was fucking miserable. Blah 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 blah. Crying. All dating apps. No swipes. No matches. No nothing. One of my other best friends is getting married, so he wanted to go for his bachelor party or some shit. So we went to Montreal. If you've been to Montreal, you know, hookers, strippers, naked massages, you know, happy ending massages, all kinds of shit. We went to the happy ending massage shit. I couldn't get hard. The girl actually was like, I'm so sorry. And I felt fucking miserable because, you know, I had a broken heart and all that shit. So I just couldn't get hard even for the massage that I paid $250 for a fucking happy ending. And she's apologizing to me. And I'm like, it's okay. It's not your fault. It's my fault. It's okay. And so I left.
How old are you? 21? Were you in the low
29,
20s?
nigga. 29.
Oh my God.
Right now, bro. This is when I started my cold approach journey. So 29. So anyway, so I left because all these guys were getting their massages done. So I left Montreal and I wanted to go there because I kept hearing about the hot French girls. And I walk out there and I remember thinking, you know, listen, obviously she's moved on with her life. And I'm trying to figure, I'm pulling up a fucking blog, probably Good Looking Loser or some latest version of it. You know, how to talk to girls, blah, blah, blah. I'm in the middle of Montreal City, Quebec City, on the fucking how to talk to girls. Because I saw these 2 girls, saw this one girl, and I was like, bam, she's by herself on the park bench. And I'm like, I fucking gotta go and talk to this girl. And I'm looking up, what's the line, hoping for something's here. This dude walks up to her in the middle of the park bench, goes up to her, shakes her hand, says hello, hi. She moves to the side. He sits down. They start chatting up. You can tell, right? Like from emotional intelligence, you can tell, oh, they don't know each other, and they're talking, and she's laughing, and he's holding onto her hand and all that kind of shit. All that shit happens. I move closer to him. She leaves. They have a smoke together, and she leaves. All that shit happens. I move closer to him. This bro is homeless. It's a legitimate homeless dude, like literally a homeless dude. Literally, that dude is homeless. And I'm like, holy fuck, this dude is homeless. And I don't have all the money in the world, but I have more money than him, right? I have more education probably than him. I'm wearing better clothes than him. And this fucking guy just fucking walked up to this girl, made her laugh, maybe got her number, maybe didn't, who fucking knows. I didn't have the balls to do it. This fucking homeless dude did it in front of my fucking eyes.
Dude, that right there, you fucking nailed it. Like, that's the biggest thing. All these pill poppers, fucking red, black, they always discredit balls. Fucking balls. Like, dude, I felt, listen, growing up, a lot of girls gave me validation, like, oh, you're so handsome, you're a good looking guy, you're a pretty boy. And still, I didn't
have the confidence.
That's why Good Looking Loser was fucking even born, because me and Chris would go to these boot camps and people would literally look at us like, what are you doing?
Why are you here? Yeah, why are you here?
So we were like, you know what? There's got to be a space for guys who feel like they're underachieving, that they're being told that they're good looking and they're not getting the results. There's a disparity, a huge gap between the results and them. So yeah, man, I really do. Nobody talks about that. Like, it's a huge aspect. You have to develop the balls, and you're only going to be able to do that by facing your fears, going a cold approach. You have to do it. Like, there's no way around it. There's no way around it, dude. You can get facial surgeries, you can get leg lengthening surgeries. You're still going to be. It might give you a little bit of a boost of confidence, maybe, if girls start to receive you better. But they are missing the point that most women are not aggressively going to pursue you. They're passive observers. They passively evaluate. Women passively evaluate, and it's meant to be that way because they want the man to lead. The man is supposed to lead inherently, So at the end of the day, you're right, man. That symbolizes that, doesn't matter who you are, what you are. That's the beauty of game, is that, what separates this guy from that guy is one guy's got balls. He can do it, and you can't. I've seen a lot of fucking good-looking Chad-like guys in Miami that they just look at girls and they do the Exorcist effect where they turn their head and walk. That's it, dude. They don't make. You need to develop balls and take action. That's it. There's no way around that.
Isn't this also what Chris said? Chris met up with some party guy, bro, or something like that, who had all the money in the world and all the networking and shit, but didn't have the balls to walk up and talk to girls. And Chris was that guy. He hooked up with this dude, where that was the guy that would get him into all the parties and stuff. And Chris was the guy that would break the ice. And that's how they became best friends or whatever, That's how they did it. Is like, because that dude that had all the money and the connections and the networks, because he was some party promoter, bro. A party promoter, bro, that didn't have the balls to talk to girl. And Chris is a nobody who has the ability to do it. And that's how they did it. Because that was the funny part. And that's how I think Chris even lived for free in this guy's house, and they became really good friends, and he paid him for training, coaching, and all kinds of shit. Like all the other things that also benefited from the this thing that you're saying about having balls. What was it? I forget what that was having. Oh, the underachieving guy. I sent you a screenshot here on this chat. I can send it to you on WhatsApp too if you want. Where are you?
Do I have to hit share screen or no?
No, I have it because I'm sharing the screen here. But so anyway, so if you look this shit up, right? This guy came to me, white guy, 28 years old, bought his own house. He's an engineer, bought his own house, paid off, bought his own car, paid off. Good looking dude. I'm not saying like a fucking Chad, but like a decent looking dude. And when he came to me, there were two reasons why. One was, he said, I'm 28 years old. I have been in a dry spell for 5 fucking years. And I need to make a change now because I just saw 2 of my best friends getting engaged to these absolutely atrocious, horrible women, these fucking land whales that are depressed and have mental health issues and that have debt. Yeah, he was like, two of my best friends got engaged to these two fucking women, and I don't want that to be my life. Number one. Number two, the other thing, because he'd actually watched my video, the homeless man one, he said the same thing. He was like, bro, I've gone to these massage parlors for happy endings, and these women tell me, why are you here?
Yeah.
Imagine getting not told off, but like imagine getting questioned by the women that are supposed to give you a happy ending massage. Like, sweetie, you look fucking amazing. Why are you here? You don't need to pay for, you know what I mean? Like they're like, we get 60-year-old men and guys that are, you know, in unhappy marriages, haven't had sex. Why are you here as a 28-year-old good-looking dude? So that really sunk in. It burnt a hole in his chest, and he's like, bro, I gotta fucking do some shit. You know, I don't want to end up like these guys, and you know, I have potential or whatever. Like, so it's that thing, that underachiever thing. If you have that underachiever thing, you can fucking do it. You can, but
I feel like that's why a lot of people resonated with Good Looking Loser. There really was no space for that type of stuff, because guess what? A lot of people fall in that category. Even, you know, I feel like the PUA stuff at the very beginning stages, its audience was primarily like total fucking nerds and guys that were just incels and guys that were just totally inept. But there was no room.
I would say it would all be bodybuilder bros, bro. The guy bodybuilder bros that were these guys, nerds, geeks, never had, because GLL was big in I think I found GLL through something to do with steroids or some shit, or lifting weights or something like that. I don't remember how I found him, or maybe it was the bath made about growing your dick bigger or some shit. I don't know which thing I found him through, and then I was like, oh bro, this guy lifts weights, so he's like me, right? This guy has discipline, this guy has work ethic, he enjoys lifting weights, I enjoy lifting weights. And then he had that article about the plight of the lonesome bodybuilder. And that was the one that was like, bam, I have the gains, I have the this, I have the height, I have the thing, I think I look good, and I don't have any girls. All my fucking loser friends that drink and then don't go to the gym, they go to the bars and clubs and they're getting fucking smashed and all, and I'm not. I'm like, there's something off here. I'm definitely underachieving. Like, and I didn't know what it was. So watching his stuff was the thing that kind of like changed the game for me. I was like, fuck, if this guy can do it, I can also definitely do it. And that's how I came up there. So
true. I mean, a lot of people do follow like the basic garbage red pill stuff, was what Chris was talking about, you know, law school, bodybuilding, get all that stuff, focus on that throughout your 20s. Don't even pay attention to women, and they'll come as a byproduct as you become successful.
Yeah. That's the
when are people gonna when are people gonna get rid of that? That's just such bad fucking advice, dude.
Okay, let's actually get into that, because that's the topic that I brought up here. I keep hearing this. That's the same podcast that I brought up here, guys. Intellectual Muscles Podcast Spotify, or Intellectual Muscle Spotify. You'll find it. The name of the podcast is Should You Chase Pussy or Women, or Should You Chase Pussy or Women, Money First, something like that. And I keep hearing this again and again. And the thing is, these big loudmouth speakers like Hamza and First Man, these closet homos, honestly, like, I don't want to get into their fucking thing, but they're closet homos. But these fucking idiots keep talking about, you know, make your money and make your this and make your this. And bro, Akaash Singh is getting railed right now. Elon Musk was fucking dating Amber Heard. You know about Amber Heard, like she's fucking psycho, right? You know that, right? Elon Musk was fucking dating and was a bitch for Amber Heard. That got revealed in that massive Amber Heard versus Johnny Depp case. I don't know if you watched that. I watched all of it. Rich Piana is one of the guys that I used to love in the bodybuilding space, and he was getting gamed by whoever his fucking gold digger fucking whore of a chick was.
What about that guy Jonah Hill? He's a celebrity. He's a comedian. He's another guy who's been all over the news.
Is he? What happened to him? What happened?
Or just type in Jonah Hill with his girlfriend. He's just totally bitched out simp guy. Like, total fucking bitch.
Yeah. So him.
Your point is what? That the celebrities, if you choose that path, the Akaash lifestyle is waiting for you. You can't skip the line. There's no skipping the line here. You have to deal with this shit. Like you don't, because listen, if you came into this world, odds are is you haven't tapped into the ability to flirt with women, sexualize, build up enough persistence in you to overcome rejections. And so it's not part of our curriculum in the Western world. It's
Yeah,
just
who's
not.
gonna teach you? Your dad's not gonna
Right.
teach you that. Like, I think I
Right.
would for my kid, but you know what I mean. I would tell.
Because
But
we had
like,
to learn
who's
the
gonna
hard
teach
way.
you that? Yeah, and bro, my brother, I didn't have a brother, but my cousin brothers never did that shit, and they would never tell me about that shit. So who am I supposed to learn from? And if I Google it, then the first donkey that shows up are these red pill donkeys. So like, who am I supposed to? And for somebody that doesn't know, where am I supposed to go? I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I don't know what's right from wrong. But yeah, no, I just wanted to give that example of like, because in Indian for Indian guys, we get told become a doctor. Go ahead.
No, sorry. Yeah, that's a bottomless pit too. Because here's the thing: odds are when they type that shit in and they go look, and then Hamza, Myron, Fresh and Fit, all these people, these red pill guys pop up. It's a bottomless pit. You know what I mean? Like
Yes, I know. I know.
There's never enough money to get.
There's never
So
enough
you're
money.
like,
Yeah, I
fuck,
know.
I'm
I
making
know.
80 grand. I'm
I
college
know.
educated, and it's like, yo,
I
that's not
know.
enough. So that prescription could keep going if you don't catch it.
Of course.
You'll just keep going.
Of
Yeah.
course. So actually, to that, let me bring back this other example once again. This dude has far more money than any of us, Akaash Singh. Obviously, bro, the last business mastermind that I was a part of, that dude was making 100K per month for 144 months in a row. That was his big dick flex. Infinite money, obviously, right? And there was Abba and Preach. I like to watch their shit sometimes. So they made a funny video about some girl who just does this Instagram, single mom, who has all the money in the world. And they were like, this chick is definitely someone that has been with some high profile dude and has divorced him and is using his matrimony and alimony money to like live this lifestyle. And she's giving stupid advice. She's giving this advice. You girls should do you girls should do. So they were like, she doesn't do anything. Clearly she was married to some guy. Guess what? She was married to some dude that was an 8-figure earner. Right? The point is, this money thing does not. Yeah, I'm saying that she was married to another guy with the money. The money doesn't do shit. If somebody respects you, they're gonna respect you kind of for you. Especially we're talking about women. If women respect you, it has to be for you. If they love you, for God's sake, it has to be for you and how you make them feel. For fuck's sake, I hope it's not that you can afford a first class ticket and that guy can only afford economy. Because then you're fucked. You're ultra fucked. Right, bro? I'm gonna go to New York this Christmas with my girl.
You also won't be able to spot that. You also won't be, if you don't have any experience, you're gonna get easily duped. You're gonna be tricked very easily if you don't have the ability to discern what girl is good and not, because they're all chameleons. That they could fool you very quickly. Like, your girl kind of gave you a shit test off rip, and you were able to overcome that with.
They all do.
Boundaries and
That's in their biology. That's in their biology to give them. Every female will. There's this other thing that Hamza and all these fucking idiots keep going on. Let's look for a virgin girl, like a virgin girl that's never been with someone before. And the only way to find a virgin girl that you really want to be with has to be in some fucking Saharan African fucking tribe or some fucking tribe in Pakistan in a village or some shit. But that's the part what they don't understand is shit tests come from biology. It doesn't matter if she never had the internet. She's still gonna shit test you because shit tests come from biology, because she's testing you as a man. It doesn't matter if she's had Instagram or not, or if she's been in a fucking third world country without the internet. She's still gonna shit test you, you fucking idiot. No matter how many dicks have been inside of her or not.
It doesn't matter about the body count. It doesn't matter about that at the beginning. Not when it comes to just women testing you and seeing, trying to call your bluff and see. They're gonna see where you stand in the pecking order. If you, they could tell right away if this is a man who has boundaries. Bitch. Yeah. Are you going to put her in her place? Yeah.
Yep. They're literally like, this guy's a bitch.
And then you're sitting there left with just a bag of money and you becoming an ATM machine. That's it. You can't defend yourself. You don't have any armor. You have no way to defend yourself. You're going to be mesmerized that this girl has even shown a little bit of interest, which is not even genuine. It's inauthentic.
Yep.
So.
Yeah. That's the one thing my mom was like really good at. She was like, please, for the love of God, if you find a woman, please make sure that you never flex your money, you never flex your status or some shit, never do this kind of stuff. Please let her only know who you are or something, and blah, 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 blah. That was one of the greatest lessons, also common sense and logical. But these guys on the online dating apps, which I'm completely against, are doing that thing. That's how they lead. They're standing in front of their fucking Humvee, Mercedes, and fucking I'm like, you're a retard, you fucking donkey. You're a fucking idiot, you fucking donkey. She's coming to you because of the car that's behind you. Why don't you live in a
Yo, but here's the
450
thing,
square
bro.
foot
It's
apartment
never.
and then get the girl?
I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but listen, this is never going to go anywhere. It's been around since the
Of
dawn of
course
time
not.
because guys do not want to put in the work, and
Yeah,
there's a
I know.
delay. There's delayed gratification because it's going to be painful the first couple months,
Oh
maybe
yeah,
year.
100%.
You know what I
100%.
mean? Of course,
Yes
guys are
and
going to
no.
choose
Yes and
the.
no. Go
You
ahead, you
get
go.
some
Yeah.
immediate attention. If I go buy that car, I'm going to get a little bit of immediate
Of
attention.
course. Of
So
course.
it's not going anywhere, but we're sitting here warning you guys that the road less traveled is the right
Yeah,
road to
yeah, yeah.
take. Go fucking go earn it. Like become a fucking man, face women, go out in the field, do what you got to do, put your stopwatch on, go walk
Yeah.
up to 20 women. There's no doubt.
Bro, you know what? Like I will be on. Yeah, I agree with you. It will be a little bit tough, obviously, because you've never done anything. Duh. Obviously, the first time you do some shit, it's gonna be tough. What I will disagree with is if you hire a mentor or a coach, and
Doesn't.
that does not have to be me, and that does not have to be Scotty. If you find somebody else, fucking go for him. But if when somebody comes to me, I tell him, yes, you should expect this. No, that's a red flag. Fucking run away. No, your fucking profile is stupid. No, you're texting her wrong. You're doing like I will tell him immediately, nigga, don't do that. Don't do this. The guy that lost his virginity, the 5-year dry spell, he was gonna do the same thing that you just said. The first girl that he was with, he was like, I kind of don't want to do any approaches. I was like, fuck off. You are 100% gonna do approaches even if you don't take the girls out on a date. I dare you fucking, I'm not gonna let you stop. You have to keep doing the approaches because if you settle for the first girl that gave you a whiff of pussy after 5 years, you're the same person, brother. You didn't get what you came to me for. You didn't get that freedom. I'm not saying don't keep dating this girl. Do it. Be honest with her. Like, hey, listen, I'm looking for something serious. I'm also dating other girls. I want you to go out there and keep talking to more girls. The goal here was not to get you laid once. The goal here was to become the person that never has to think that I'm going to end up like those guys or that guy. So you're going to fucking do it. And he was like, you're right. I'm sorry. I didn't, you know what I mean? Like if you hire a coach or a mentor that's done something with you, I have a natural client that's working with me right now. He's put on 1.5 inches on his arms in 8 weeks. 8 weeks. Because I'm making him do all the right shit. 1.5 inches, 1.5 inches on his arms. In 8 weeks, natural client. That's really good, brother. And he, by the way, he's cutting. He's leaning out. So he's put on muscle while leaning down. And I'm trying to tell him, bro, like he didn't know how to warm up. He didn't know how to set up. He didn't know how to do any of the lifts. His back was this thing. Had to get him a belt. Like all these things that for himself would have taken him years to figure out. I told him, bro, you're doing this wrong. No, switch that up here. No. Oh my God, why are you not eating carbs before your workout? All the mistakes that he's making, I'm like, cut. And that's how results happen, right? Because the whole point of hiring a coach is not, you cannot get knowledge out there for free. It's like all the mistakes that you're going to make that you don't know that you're making, those get fixed. That's where the results come fast. So when you said, oh, it's going to be hard for the first 3 months to 1 year, it was for me because I never hired a coach. I just thought I'm going to do it by myself. And I did. But I could have had those results like my guy who got laid in 5 weeks. It took me 80 approaches in 3-4 months.
Yeah, it took me a few months too, and I also did a boot camp, but it still was challenging at times, but exciting. So no, when you unlock it, I mean, a coach or even a boot camp should really launch you and get the ball rolling to a new world of excitement and possibilities and optimism. Dude, I was more optimistic than ever before. I mean, imagine going from not being able to speak to strangers and especially hot women to now having the possibilities of endless possibilities of talking to women. So it's night and day. I say to this day, it's the biggest change that has ever happened in my life for sure. The biggest transformation, was cold approaching women. Honestly, being able to cold approach.
There's a guy that may or may not be on your channel. His name is Dark Knight. He's an Indian bro. So he's always on my channel. Yeah. That dude has gone from 320 pounds to 260 pounds when we last connected, like 3 months ago, 3-4 months ago. And I still had my other YouTube and shit. And he's doing cold approach as well. What was my point with that thing? It has something to do with cold approach, something to do with Fucking, I'm forgetting. But I think it's about about opening up in terms of possibility or something, and like working with someone to just get
Dude, I
good
give you a lot
results.
of like the fact that you took a totally different route. And I heard a few cases of people who've done this, but unfortunately, the odds of it ever working, I have guys that have just done it by themselves and have navigated it by themselves. Maybe were inspired by some YouTube videos and they go out into the field by themselves and they struggle with this for 10 years. They never quite get it.
Yes. Yep.
So
Yep.
the mentor is supposed to really expedite the process and get over a lot of this
Yes.
shit. Yeah.
Yes. Dude, I was doing cold approach for a year and a half, 2 years until I went for my first boot camp. I think, yeah. The first boot camp that I went to, the guys that were there were 600 plus lay count and doing it for 10 plus years. And they told me that the way that I'm doing cold approach for girls that come to the place that I'm always at, like I would see the girl, bam, go cold approach and immediately direct opener and immediately ask for the number, however I did it and do it. But what that fucked me over with was if I did it here in this grocery store, now everybody kind of knows me. Oh, if I did it in my gym, let's take my gym as the best example. I would do it the first time I met the girl. And they were like, no, no, no. If you go to a place that you frequent all the time, then what you want to do is you want to like build up a little bit of social trust and social proof, and don't ask for the number, don't ask directly right there, because you want to like slowly build it up, and then eventually you want to pitch it the third, fourth, fifth time or something. You want to pitch out on a date or something. Like it's different. That I didn't know that. I was
Yeah.
year and a half, 2 years, I was burning bridges and burning all that kind of shit. Even in my gym, I still burnt because I didn't know that. But it makes sense, doesn't it? For the guy that's done it for 10 years, who's done random cold approaches at the bars and here and here, he knows what he's saying, because he's right. Because if you meet a girl for the first time at the gym that you both train at, she may be a little bit uncomfortable. She doesn't necessarily know you. It's different if I just meet girls on the street, because you know that I'm never going to see this guy again. So either I give him a chance or I don't. Right? It changes the game a little bit. That part I didn't
Yeah,
know.
you have to definitely. I actually just did a video on this. I put it like throwing bait out there. Like me and my buddy were, because I'm doing the first iteration of the pickup house. I finally my mission has been started, and now it's hopefully launched to the point where there's another cycle of it and another cycle of it. So I have a student that lives with me. He's home right now in California for the holidays, but we have this pickup house and we literally do this
That's
shit
fucking
day and
awesome. I
night,
didn't
man.
even know that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's awesome,
That's
man.
fucking
And
awesome. Yeah.
yeah, my point with that was throwing bait out. Oh yeah, going back to certain venues that basically, like you're saying, you're doing it in a recalibrated way, a little more
Yes.
little more low
Yes.
key, a little more low
Yes.
key. And if you throw out, I was calling it throwing
Yes.
out bait here and there, but you warm the girls up. It's a venue you're going to be at now
Yes.
for a
Yes.
while. You're going to
For a
be
while.
going back a
Exactly.
while, so you don't want to burn it out and become
Exactly.
this fucking
Exactly.
this guy who spam approaches every fucking
Exactly.
girl. Yeah,
Which was me. Yeah. And these are
a
things
lot of
that
people
how would
don't
I
know.
know? I'm a beginner, bro. Like I just got over approach anxiety. So I'm thinking everything is 3 second rule and bam. Right. So that's how I was going for it. And they were like, no, 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 no. On these places, it's different. It's different when you do it here. It's different how you do it here. It's different how you do. So that's the whole point. I didn't realize that, and they told me in 30 seconds on the first time that I went there. That was it. That fucking
Yeah.
makes sense. That's where the coach or an expert or someone with experience tells you, no, bro, this is the most basic mistake you're making. Don't do that. Because
Sure.
I can, and I'll tell you why this matters so much. Because all these girls that burnt bridges, I could have taken every single one of them out because I'm attractive. I work really hard in the gym. They're all in the gym. They all look up to me. They all respect me. And I already have really good social proof and social circle in the gym. People like me in the gym. So they would 100, I mean, I feel like they would have definitely wanted to go out with me had I taken a little bit more time to warm up, because they would have been like, oh, who's this really interesting, good looking, hardworking guy? Let me see who he is. They would have, but I just hit it, bam, right there. So I lost on that, this thing, whatever.
That approach of what you're saying out on the street in a busy street, girls that you'll never see again, it's very effective. It is. But you
Yes,
do have
yes.
to recalibrate. You have to tone it down a little bit and just, kind of play it cool. Like, I
Yeah.
think that's really important. It's really important.
Especially, brother, I couldn't do the shit that you do. Like where you go and you grab the girl's hands and you sexualize her. I can't do that in my gym. I did, but you're not supposed to, right? Because it's my
Right.
gym. You're in home territory right now. It has to be a little bit more respectful for the outside world, right? But it's
Yeah.
entirely different if I approach her at the bus stop or fucking bookstore or some shit that I'm never gonna go again.
sometimes you don't even have to like formally open and do a set. You simply either make an observational opener, but you don't even
Of
stay in. If she
course.
passes you by, oh wow, I really like your whatever, your
Of
outfit or something, and
course.
let it be. But you're going to be in the same vicinity as her again, and it's now
Yes.
a warm approach. Now
No,
it's a hello. Now you
exactly.
know her. You kind of
Exactly.
get in the door easy and through the back door, like, no, we know each other. You know what I mean?
Yes,
Because
I know.
people are all watching. Everybody's watching.
Of course, yeah.
Dude, I've been
Exactly.
banned from Whole Foods, like I've been banned
I'm
from
banned from a
malls.
grocery store too. I'm banned from a grocery store too.
Dude,
That's how these guys
I
told me
did
the
not give a
shit.
fuck, man. I was all
Yeah.
juiced up
Neither
and
did
on
I. Yeah.
yeah, I didn't care, but it looking back on
And the
it,
thing is, how would you know this as a beginner? You wouldn't know this. This has to happen to you before you learn some shit, right? Like, how would I know? Oh, that's a bad idea. You have no idea.
you don't.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get back to this guy. Is there any other topic or something that was interesting with this dude? I think we touched upon the value of cold approach. I think how money and clout is not going to get you the girls that you want. She obviously doesn't love respect him, the background thingy or something. Every girl's going to shit test you. Doesn't matter if it's this one or somebody else. What else in terms of, do you remember if there were any specific topics or something?
We forgot to do our call to action. So if these guys are listening right now, we kind of did that. We kind of covered that. If they know where to go, if they need if they've come across this video, they really need to get this straightened out. The world we're living in now, like Akash's game, people have to understand this. Probably would have worked about 50 years ago. You know what I mean? Like you could be that guy, kind
Oh
of,
yeah,
in a
yeah. I
sense.
know what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
Yeah, girls nowadays will not. That just won't work. That won't fly. You need the competitive edge. You really do need the competitive edge. You need to level the playing field in terms of how many fucking options these girls have nowadays is insane. My mom back in the day was like a stunner. My dad got lucky and really he got her in a
Mm-hmm.
bar, but she didn't have that mindset of like now a global dating market where you can,
Mm-hmm.
dude, it's really happening. You can fly girls out. I flew
Of
my last
course,
girlfriend
they
out and
do
she
it.
became my girlfriend,
Wait,
bro.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
my last girlfriend I met, you know, I was looking at real estate properties with my dad in Atlanta, and we were checking out at the Wyndham. She happens to walk around like leaving the breakfast or whatever, and I just bam, I got up, introduced myself. We stayed in contact. We kept staying in touch. Liked each other enough to book her a ticket to that type of shit happens, man. Like, so we're not only competing with our local market and guys, but we're competing with guys all over the place and celebrities and guys with clout. So you need the competitive edge, dude. And the way to get that, honestly, is by bringing on a mentor, working with a mentor, somebody who's been through all of this shit, from all the ups and downs, cover every little detail. You know what I mean? Cold approach is what's going to separate you from the next guy. Because, like I said before, what separates Joe from Tom is that, oh, Tom has the balls to actually pull the trigger and make things happen. That's the biggest difference. Even if Joe has better looks, that's where I have to
Yes,
push back
that's the
on looks
homeless guy,
being,
bro.
that's
Yeah,
where the whole like looks is everything is bullshit. You need to take care of your looks, no
of
doubt.
course you do. Yeah, 100%.
But it's not going to carry all the weight for you. You need to learn how to develop the ability to continue to see and do, act, have the balls to walk up to anything. That's where I come in and say, you need to get your social freedom maxed out. You can't constantly be worrying about the people around you and if they say this, and it's not socially acceptable. It's not permissible to even say hello to a girl at
Yeah.
the gym.
Yeah. So that's the other thing I wanted to kind of get into too, with respect to, again, I just want to be like, if you want to work with me, fucking do it. I would love to be on your corner. If you don't want to work with me, fucking find somebody you want, find Scotty, anybody else. But the thing is, working with someone, especially in this field, is like, when I was doing it by myself, the only person that I could talk to, or not talk to, the only person I could talk to for free was donkeys on fucking Reddit. Donkeys, absolute idiots, Reddit seduction and Reddit pickup, and donkeys and fucking on WhatsApp groups and shit. And it's like, imagine you're taking training advice from all other retards that just started off training 3 months ago. They don't know fucking shit, right? Like, it's as opposed to working with a bodybuilding coach who has at least 3, 4, 5 years of fucking experience. He can tell you, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. The guy that just started off, what fucking advice is he gonna give you? So the only advice I was getting was from Torby watching videos. But when I've started working for anything, I pull this up here. So far, I've spent 45,000 in terms of business masterminds and 150,000 from bodybuilding coaches, pickup stuff, business stuff. Like, I've spent that much money learning from coaches, right? And all this kind of stuff. Why? Because these guys are experts at what they do and they problem solve like fucking nothing. They've been through everything that you ever wanted and they've solved a problem like this like 10 years ago. So you don't have to think anymore. They just tell you immediately. You check in with them, they immediately tell you what to do wrong. The other thing I want to get into was I tell my guys, yo, nobody in the real world does cold approach. That's why you feel weird, because you don't see anybody. And I saw this from Andy from Killer Nerd Loser. He said this thing. It was like probably less than 0.01% of people or something do cold approach. And I'm like, that's not possible. But then he said, go into the downtown streets of your city, stand there for 3 hours and see how many guys do you see that are walking up and talking to girls. And it made sense to me because I was doing it and I didn't see a single other human being doing it. For 3 months I did it. I never saw anybody doing it. So he's right. Nobody does cold approach. Like, almost, right? So the thing with working with the guy that does it, a mentor, coach, whatever the fuck, the people that know what they're doing it, they're the only people that do it because you are the only person that's going to be probably be doing it in your city or state or some shit. The number of people is so small. That's why it's so
we should
important.
highlight some things when you're deciding, because this guy now may be deciding, okay, well, what are some of the red flags that is going to be able to discern the right guy from the wrong coach? Because it's important. You don't want to blow all your money on some guy who really, I get a lot of the guys like that have spent 10, 15,000 on coaches.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. So like, I don't know. The first thing I would look at if I was a 21-year-old kid or whatever age or just starting out, number one, they have to have some sort of like decent infields out there. If the coach has no infields of him, man, how would you ever want to put your trust in him? He may sound great behind the camera. He may be a better talker than me. He may be able to, marketing it right. His graphics may look great. He may have a bigger following. These are things that you should avoid. Look at the substance. Like, is this guy is he pulling girls? Is he able to cold approach? Like, I think infields are the biggest barometer when choosing the right dating coach. Because ultimately you could sound great, look great, but you have to be able to do the thing. You know what I mean? Even if you can't even explain what you're doing, I would rather be around a guy who's slaying it. And observe
so I can pick up. Oh, that's what he's doing. Oh, he's standing like this. He's not standing like this. Yeah.
What are you going to learn from another theory junkie? A guy who could explain everything, but, go do it. Oh, no. I'm not that good. I can't do that good. So like, unfortunately, that's what's happening to a lot of guys. They don't know. Like, there's no proof. I mean, but you're right about the permissible with other guys. And I think if I had just gotten just one-on-one with the mentor at first, I don't think it would have been as effective, because I think what really was important and got the ball rolling.
You had some experience going?
Yeah. A boot camp. It wasn't as nuanced, but it was very inspiring and motivating. It was healthy competition where 6, 8 guys were all in the same boat as I was. They wanted to learn this.
They're
I didn't
all
even know this
equally
existed.
weird.
This underground... this underground world of guys that all were wanting to get better with women.
Yeah.
So,
bro, I've been to boot camps. They're not weirdos. People at boot camps are not weirdos. They just decided this is an aspect of my field or my life or something that I want to get better at. Some dude was working as an engineer for the government. There's another Chris. I don't know if you ever seen him or met him. I fucking forget his last name. I have in my thing. Very smart guy, working nurse. Just a guy that always had issues with
look at more plates, more dates. Some of the most successful guys.
Yeah.
Some of the most successful guys, Chris, Derek, a lot of guys have gone down this rabbit hole. A lot of my clients are very wealthy individuals. You know what I mean? Guys who have really been successful. You know what I mean? It's hard times out there. At one point in the early 2000s, mid 2000s, it was a lot of the people they were attracting were like total fucking below average looking guys who weren't successful, like maybe had some other money from the inheritance, but now you're getting, guys that are successful. That's how competitive it is out there. It's very competitive out there, man. So if you go to a boot camp, you'll meet guys like me, Keaton. These are just people that go to boot camps.
Yeah, and other people, other beginners that you can just stay in touch with after, because you can just keep talking to these guys. Hey, bro, I learned this thing today. Hey, I did that thing today. Because otherwise, you're the weird guy, right? Because like you said, your friends say the same shit. oh, why the fuck are you doing this shit? Why are you wasting your money on doing this shit? Just be confident, bro. And I'm like, nigga, if I had the results and all that shit and I could just switch it on like a fucking switch, I would have done it. But they don't help me. They just say, just be confident, bro. They don't help me. They don't come with me to the bars. They don't do shit. Right? So I'm alone by myself forever for years and years and years. They don't do shit. So anyway, so the other guys actually, at least they're doing the same shit as you. So it makes you feel less weird and it makes you more gunning in into like, yeah. No, this is legit. I can do this. Like other people do this shit. Anyways, yeah. And how do you find a good coach? In my opinion, because I like I said, I have 150K invested in business, bodybuilding, everything. First, the guy himself has to have results. Number one, right? First, he has to himself has results that are self-made in the sense he was whatever, a loser, some guy of zero or close to zero, right? You don't want to have a business mastermind coach that's like Donald Trump. Oh, my dad gave me $1 million loan or some shit. You want to have somebody that had nothing before and then he got results. Number one. Two, he has to have proof of results. Three, has he helped somebody like me? Has he been able to reproduce it in somebody like me? And the third one, can it be proved? Like, are there client testimonials, video testimonials, whatever? Is there legitimate proof of this shit? If yeah, okay, so these are 3-4 things. And then the fifth one, I'll just go for this, is go for the vibe. For me, I just go for the vibe. Like, I just signed up with another business coaching something. And the only thing that differentiated the person that I signed up with versus anybody else was simply, I like this guy's vibe. That's it. If I don't connect with him, I don't care if that guy can also, because they can all help me make money. But I like this guy the most. So I'm going to work with this guy. So yeah, that's how you find a good coach. Oh, I still have like a point or two here that were important, that were based on this stuff. Where'd you go? Okay, women. Oh yes. Well, I don't know if you want to go into that. Women inherently know. Nah, fuck that. So the other thing I wanted to get into, that's what I was trying to say, bro. With that Dark Knight guy, I feel personally that cold approach is the rite of passage for young men today.
Yeah.
30, 40 years ago, 50 years ago, our grandparents and parents and all that shit, they had to literally go to fucking war. They had to enlist in the fucking military and they had to go to fucking war. My girlfriend is Nigerian and she's actually enlisted in the military or something they have to do it. They have to do that service thingy that they have to do. What's the other one? To go to war. And what's the other one? These fucking, let me just finish. All these tribes and all that shit, all these fucking tribes and shit, what do they do? All like in the Spartans, I guess, whatever, but all these tribes, what do? They fucking put the kid out there, go fucking hunt a wolf, come back, go for your first hunt, come back. That rite of passage thing that makes them from a boy to a man. Right? And it has to be something difficult, fearful, challenging, blah, 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 blah. And these guys were almost going to die. They went to war and fought a wolf. For us, including myself, for us in today's day and age, we don't have that shit. Life is easy as fuck. Oh, I'll put on an online dating app and I'll swipe while I'm sitting on the fucking shitter. Really? You're going to find the woman of your dreams on a fucking, swiping on the toilet? Like, really? Like, you really think that the biggest thing in the world is going to come like this? You gotta fucking put yourself, in my opinion, you have to put yourself out there. This is the big part. There's like health, wealth, and relationships. Relationships, what is the point of health and wealth if you don't, in my opinion, if you don't have someone to share it with lifelong? So you got to fix this part. And the rite of passage for men today is to do cold approach, in my opinion. I am not a fan of online dating apps. I've said this thousands of times. Online dating apps will make you depressed. Online dating apps, in my personal opinion, are just a cop-out for people that don't want to do the fucking work. That's what they are. It's the same shit as fucking steroids for guys that don't know how to lift weights. Do the fucking shit first. I tell people to use online dating apps when you're on the metro or the train going to the cold approach location and on the train coming back. Other than that, you're not allowed to fucking use online dating apps. I want you to find a place, put a 2-hour stopwatch and go out and talk to people. And that's my thing. It's not just about dating or relationships. Of course it is. But it's a matter of a rite of passage for a man to become fearless, confident, and that social freedom thingy that you're saying.
It's true. Well said, man. Like online dating, I'm in the same exact. It's funny, man. We share a lot of the same beliefs. Like I'm just not a huge fan of it. The fact that now when we type it in, like who are the guys, and if you're looking for help, you're gonna run into people talking about fucking AI photos and who can have the best photos.
I know.
Like, dude, cold approach is being totally suppressed in the algorithm. I mean, it's just not. It's not a hot button topic, and unfortunately, you're right. It's the rite of passage. Like that to me is the best way to find it. Online dating, honestly, it's simply I like to call it more of just like a supplement. That's it. It should
It
not ever
is.
be your
It should
primary
never be
stream.
the number one thing. Yeah.
Never, never, never be your primary stream, dude. The quality is a lot worse, and that's a fact. Dude, like in person, you actually have a chance with some of these higher tier chicks that would never ever swipe on you. If you become an older dude, Keaton, what are you now? 34, 35? What are
35,
you?
35,
35.
35,
Yeah.
36,
Dude,
I
we're
think,
not
actually.
dude, on dating apps, we're not swiping with 22-year-old chicks. It's
No.
rare.
Yep.
You know what I mean? In person, we're bagging those girls. So,
Yeah.
you decide. And it's also a lot more exciting and a lot more natural and organic. It's way
Yes.
better.
Dude, there's another aspect to this that I kind of want to share. So there's two things to it. Like, to start the first part off about why online dating and AI bullshit is getting pushed or something, is because people inherently are lazy and fearful, and they don't want to do cold approach. They want to solve it by staying online on the fucking shitter and swiping. Oh, it's convenient. I'm busy. No, bro, I'm sorry, but you're a loser. You don't want to do it. You don't want to walk up to the challenge and do it. That's why. So that's why, because people are looking for online dating apps. That's why they're doing that. Number one. Number two, I had this video about why cold approach leads to happier marriages, which is this point. And you've done tons of cold approach, and so have I. The girls that you get with cold approach, I have actually opened up their phones. I've had them open up their phone and show me how many matches they have. And the most average of average women have maxed out 99999 approaches. Fucking swipes. And this girl is sitting with me. Do you understand the difference? I'm not on her thing. I'm not competing with 9999 other men, because I had the audacity and the balls and the courage and the confidence to walk up to the girl and be like, hey, you're cute. What's your name? Bam. And then go from there. So that
Dude,
literally,
she's having an actual visceral experience with you. So you're jumping to the top of her queue. So those other guys, and it
99999
happens
cute.
to me too.
Yeah.
Dude.
That's
I
what I'm
don't
saying.
get it does not excite me and move me that much from somebody's picture. They all start to become
It's all
interchangeable.
fake. It's all fake.
Every one of these women become interchangeable and disposable. In person, you start to
And the
build
guys.
it builds
And the guys.
anticipation, starts to build anticipation and excitement to meet the person. I don't get excited about a fucking picture.
No, yeah. And also, so then you're also kind of skipping over other things that actually happen. Girls put up fake pictures, and so do guys. So you don't know who you're speaking to. And because I know this, because I've done the market research, women don't complain about lack of matches or lack of getting laid. Women complain about getting flaked on, ghosted, and not meeting real people. That's what they complain about. Oh, catfish. So that's what they're complaining about. But dude, if you walk up to the girl in the middle of the street, you can't fake this. This is me. The way that I look, the way that I sound, whether I do or do not have confidence, that's real. So even though she doesn't know who I am based off of my dating profile picture, she knows my vibe. She knows whether I'm confident or not. She knows whether I'm funny or not. She knows whether I'm tall or not. Do I have a beard or not? Am I in shape or not? All of those things are already there. So you've already skipped past all the other not self-limiting, but all the other things that she's thinking in terms of red flags or boundaries or hurdles that she doesn't have to think about from the 9999 matches that she has here, because she already sees you. So she's like, oh, that guy seems interesting. Let me go out on a date with him. You will never compete with these other guys. All the guys on online dating apps and how good your fucking pictures are, you are never going to compete with them ever. It's never going to happen, because you just did something that moved your profile to the top of the stack by actually meeting her in person.
Exactly.
So
it carries. It should be obvious that it just carries more weight. It just makes a way bigger impact on that girl. It leaves a way bigger imprint on their brain. You know what I mean?
And they're emotional creatures. They're not even logical creatures.
we need to stress this so much because it's not about, oh, that this is more scalable, this is more time
No, yeah,
efficient, blah
fuck
blah
the
blah.
scalability. You're fucking
You
getting
need the
depressed as
quality.
fuck.
You need, yeah, you
Yes.
need to understand that this shit is actually letting you get certain women that you will not have access
Never.
to, and you're
Never.
tapping into a part of your manhood, your masculinity. When you go out there, you have to you actually have to reveal your hand. You know what I mean? You can't fake the funk. Guys want to fake the funk the whole time,
Of
fake
course, yeah.
pictures,
Of
fake this, fake
course.
that. But you're gonna be exposed out in the field eventually. You
Yes.
know, she's gonna try to call your bluff, and you either fail her shit test or you pass her shit test. That's it. So
Yeah.
yeah, man, it should be like mandatory. It should be fucking part of the curriculum, but it's not. We need to. That's why there needs to be platforms like this to fucking speak about this shit because it's not in our fucking curriculum in school. Like we don't learn this shit. Everything we do in school is just isolated, isolated, isolated. It's all isolated activities to accomplish something. Like no, like you actually have to interact. Like what is it? Recess was the only thing we looked forward to. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
and we, yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, we got to throw
Anyways,
ourselves in the fire.
yeah, 100%. Anyways, I think we've been going on for a while. Do you have any other topics or something? Was there anything that we missed or something here? Do you think?
I feel like we covered a shit ton, but yeah, we ought to throw
Yeah.
Akash in the title.
Yeah. I'll try and come up with the most clickbaitiest title of all time, and I don't know what it is. I think it's gonna be something like Akash Singh, Akash Singh's wife's controversy exposes Indian men and their lack of game. Something like that. Something fucking
Yeah,
very direct. Very direct, I think. Yeah, blah 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 blah. Yeah, the
I think
final
we
thing
hit
I
on
think.
some.
Yeah.
Yeah, we hit
Sorry.
on
The,
some good
the, no,
points.
the final thing I wanted to hit on was I've made this video before. It's gone on my old channel. It's gone. Why cold approach leads to happier marriages, right? And this comes from the same Chris Judas, good looking loser. He brought up the concept first for the first time, but it's the same shit. People will never be happy if they don't think that I chose this thing, that I chose this partner, right? Like for a girl, she has 99999 swipes, right? So she chose one dude. She gave a chance to one dude out of 99999 swipes, right? So she's doing the guy a favor. She's taking mercy on him and all that kind of shit, right? To go out on the date. And that will 1,000,000,000,000% come up because I have never met a woman or heard from my friends that it has ever, never, ever come up. Oh, I can go out and get other guys. I have never ever not heard that shit. It comes out in some way, shape, or form or something. Oh, I have other options too. Right? Like, please tell me your experience. Have you heard it or not?
Who?
Like like when a girl tells you, oh, I have other options too, and that will always come up in a fight or something. It will never come up in a lovey-dovey aspect. It will always be like you're having a head-to-head, an argument, a debate, or something, or there's a fight, and then she'll play this thing, oh, I have other options too, something like
Well,
that.
I may push back a little bit. I think it does come up. They're very clever at this. They'll also bring it up, and if they're just having a discussion about options and past, they'll
Mm-hmm.
bring up like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, such and such hit on me, or this
Yes.
guy did that,
The
or
incognito way. The
yeah,
incognito
yeah.
way.
They
Yeah,
they
yeah,
they
yeah.
do it in indirect way that like, listen, pal, there's plenty of guys that want me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yes, that's what I'm trying to say. And the thing is, it's fucking valid. Because like I said, they show you your phone, 99999 options. And of course, she's also getting cold approached in real life too. So what she's saying is valid. But the reason she's saying it is because the opposite is generally valid, where you don't have options. That's why she says it, right? Like when an employer says to the employee, oh, we have other candidates, because the employee wants a job.
she's basically saying, like, in other words, I have the leverage in the relationship.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to explain. If one person thinks that they're quote unquote more powerful or something and they're giving and they're mercying in the relationship or some shit, it will never be a mutually respectful, beneficial something relationship, because one person will always think that they're higher and the other person will always think that they're lower, that they have to keep supplicating for the relationship or some shit. right?
And you basically have Akash's life waiting
That's
for
what I'm
you.
saying. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying, Akash.
Bro
That's
has
what I'm
no
saying.
leverage, and he actually prides himself on having no leverage. Like, he prides himself on that. He has no experience with women. I'm a virgin. He prides himself in I'm a virgin. Right?
Yeah.
It's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, he's a fucking idiot. That's what we figured out, anyways. But thankfully, he's given us a learning opportunity for everybody else to not make the mistake. But the point is, that's why cold approach, in my opinion, leads to happier marriages, because both parties know that, oh, yes, we both have options.
It's facts, man.
Right? Because if you both have options, then you get to choose the partner that you're with, which is like, I really like you. I really want to make this work. Right?
Dude,
But
if I didn't have cold approach, real quick, like, honestly, I can't stress this enough how important it is. It's like, bro, my last girlfriend, I really, really did like her a lot. We were together for like 2.5 months, but we really like tried to make it work. I really wanted it to work. You know, I'm an older guy now, but like, yo, there was just certain things that had this been like before cold approach, I would have absolutely
agreed to,
just
yeah.
stuck it out. Yeah, like, but there
Yeah.
was certain things that I felt like she crossed the line, like she crossed my boundaries, you know, like multiple times. So it was like, if it wasn't for cold approach, I would not have no backbone. I would eventually
Mm-hmm.
just submit to her beauty and just continue
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
fucking being essentially being beneath her. Like, I have enough self-respect because of experience that shows me that, you know, even if I don't have a bunch of spare tires right now, I know it's just a matter of time before I can, you know, fill up the queue again. You know what I mean? Without that, honestly, you're gonna stay in these situations. Guys are just going to stay in them, bro. It's going to be very, very
Yeah.
difficult for them to bow out of a bad situation because it
Yeah.
makes no sense. Why are they staying in these?
Yeah,
Why
it
is
doesn't
this
make any
fucking guy
sense.
staying in
Why? Yeah,
this?
exactly. Why?
Because
Yeah.
he does not
Because he
believe
doesn't
that
think
he
he can
can.
do better. Yeah. He
Right.
doesn't think his life can be better than this. That's why. Yeah. That's why. Yeah.
And at the very, he definitely doesn't think that he could get a better situation. If anything, he's like, oh, what if I just get out? I'll get in. It's going to be the same exact shit because he's not work. He didn't do the self
He
development.
never did the
He didn't.
work. Yes.
He never did the work. Yeah. So we know where that path leads. Like, it needs to
Yeah.
be done. It can't be bypassed. Online dating is just, honestly, it's cope. You know, for guys, it's a crutch to just
It is. It is.
avoid.
Yeah.
You know, everybody just wants to suppress cold approach in the algorithm. You
Yeah.
have to do this shit. You know, it's like,
Yeah.
oh, you can't ignore the elephant in the room.
Yeah.
A guy, it's his rite of passage. You need to get out there so you can level the playing field, have the leverage in the relationship, and you can
Yeah.
have a happy relationship. Look at you. You're a prime example.
Yeah. It's yeah. Anyways, it's really sad for him, but it's a fantastic learning lesson for everybody else. Same thing, you know, don't try and use money and clout and fame and all that kind of shit as security. You don't want to be security. You want to be the reason why somebody wants to be with you. Of course, we went into why cold approach is important or something. Again, do it, don't do it, whatever. Like, you know, are you depressed and the only thing that you do is online dating apps? I'm gonna be, bro, that's why you're fucking depressed, because the only thing you're fucking doing is online dating apps and you're getting rejected nonstop and being treated like a piece of shit, which is not gonna happen when you move on to into the real world. Everybody and their grandmothers is talking about this topic, which is why I think it's so fucking interesting. Like, it's everybody's talking about this certain topic. Yeah, and I've given so many examples in the past already. Like I just said, this guy, the Rich Piana bro, the Elon Musk bro, the fucking two different business bros that make all that money. It's just nonstop, and it has nothing. By the way, to touch upon the looks part, because I'm in the bodybuilding industry, there are bodybuilders that obviously look good and have money, and they're going through the same shit. So it's not about the looks. Oh, you need to have looks to do. No. If you don't have game, you don't have game. You don't have game. It's simple as that.
It's true.
Yeah, man. I don't think I have anything else to add to this topic.
That type of mentality is just, it breeds a very unhealthy mindset to have, especially like from the bodybuilding industry and now looks maxers who are great. You know,
They're
this whole
stupid,
thing.
bro. They're
Like,
stupid.
dude, you have to have a balanced approach to it. Like, of course, looks matter. You need
Of
to
course they matter.
definitely,
Yes.
you know, I do believe in looks maxing to a certain
Of
extent, but
course.
these fucking idiots that think that is like the only
The be all
thing,
end all. Yep.
or even 90% of it, I think is bullshit. Like, dude, you're gonna get, I don't know, man. If you don't have any, like, you just don't focus on game. The bodybuilders, they're extremely insecure. They can never,
Very, very,
like,
very,
they
very.
are always competing with each other and who's the better looking man. Imagine
Yeah.
your entire identity is built around who is the better looking man. You're better
Yeah.
off focusing on fucking who's got better game. Honestly, it's a healthier attitude if you want to compete. I know guys have
And
this
then you
innate
can exit
ability.
the matrix. You can exit the competition because you have it. You got the person that you want, that you're happy with, and then you exit the game. I don't need to keep doing shit or competing with somebody else or anything.
Yeah.
You're done.
Why not be the total package? Like, max out your looks, max out your social freedom, your game, everything.
Yeah.
So I don't get it.
Yeah.
I feel like we
Anyways,
touched on a lot, man. Yeah.
I know. That was actually pretty fun. Scotty, where can people find you?
You check out my website, scottywingman.com. I got special offers going on, boot camps. Go to your city, come to my city, customize schedule. And then my YouTube channel, Scotty_GLL at YouTube or whatever. It's my YouTube channel.
Awesome. Yeah, I mentioned this
man.
before, but I love the fact that you're doing client testimonial videos and all that kind of shit.
Thanks.
Yeah. That's the most fire thing in the world, in my opinion, because that literally shows a real human being that was somewhere before they started working with you and their experience or something after, and whether a random stranger on the internet person is going to vouch for you or not, taking you from here to here. So that's fantastic.
I'm going to keep them coming too, man. I can definitely, thanks for that heads up. I'm glad people are starting to enjoy them. I think the last one I did actually performing the best right now. So I'm glad people are starting to appreciate them. They're pretty good. So I'll keep doing them because, you know how it is. Like if they're getting no fucking views, it's still good to put them up there, but it's nice.
No, it's still good to put them up there. Yeah.
It's good to put them up.
No, the other thing, I don't want to tangent this topic, but like in terms of business or all that kind of stuff in the world globally, nothing to do with pickup or anything, globally, people are getting marketed so fucking hard at this point in time. If you open up your Instagram, every second post is an ad. I don't know if you noticed it, but people are getting marketed so hard that there's like a lack of trust in across the world, across everything. So the only way to build trust is to give out value, to tell them this is what I do it, this is how you can do it by yourself, this is somebody else that's done it, and these are the people that have worked with me that wanted to get here, blah blah blah. That's the only way. That's what's the most important thing right now. So doing that thing is fantastic.
Good. You're right about that, man. I'm glad you brought that up because like on IG everywhere, bro, every fucking ad is actually a dating coach, bro. Like there's a lot of
because
fucking
that's what
dating
you do
coach.
for you and for your clientele, because that's what you do. For me, it's business coaches.
Okay.
It's customized.
Crazy.
It's customized. For me, it's business coaches. And by the way, I can tell from a million miles away that they're fake. I'm not going to get into that, but I can tell that they're fake, but they're advertising. So that's why I hired one. I paid big money. I paid $5,000 to work with one, but I know this guy's legit. I know him because I've been following him for 6 months or 8 months, and I used all of his free stuff and I got results. So I know that he's legit. Nice. That's what made me like reach into my wallet. I'm like, I'm going to work with this guy.
Yeah, right now, so everything's good. Your business, everything going well.
I've restarted. It's on the rise up. I'm working on it. Fingers crossed we get my YouTube back. Fingers crossed. If we don't, I'm planning to move to Spotify. So if you guys want to check out some of my old stuff, thankfully some of my old stuff is still on Spotify. Some of it, not everything, but it's still on Spotify. I just made a new Rumble channel because I can't make YouTubes anymore. They deleted my second channel already. I can't make YouTubes anymore.
What did they tell you did? You don't even know? What did you do?
I know, but I already made so many posts about it. I don't want to get into it right now. It wasn't legitimate. It wasn't legit. It was like it's AI based. It's computer based. It's not something that I did. It's AI based. So I'm stuck behind outside of AI stuff. But I can send you links and all that stuff for it after if you want. I don't want to get into it on this thing. That's my life for the past 3 months. I'm fucking done with it.
Dude, I think we should mention, did you hear about this big story also? And we don't have to go into it. It's another Indian guy who got arrested for...
I know about it. Yeah.
The guy in Toronto, right?
Next time. Yes.
Yeah, we'll get into that next time. We should do
get
this.
Into the next time.
We should keep doing this, man. Do it like bi-weekly or something. I don't care.
Yeah. We'll do it again. Yeah, that is a good one because people did bring that to my attention. I didn't know it. Other Indian guys here in Toronto actually brought that to my attention. Yeah.
Same, man.
Yeah. So, guys, if you want to reach me, my Instagram is the method to directly contact me. IG at DM me at intellectual.muscle. My Rumble is intellectual muscle. You'll have to look it up. I can't find myself on it, sadly. But if you find my Instagram or this side, you'll find it. If you go to my Instagram and go to the links, you'll find it. My Spotify is easily findable. Searchable intellectual muscle Spotify. You'll find that, and from there you'll find the links. And that's that, man. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this, and hopefully you got some value out of it. Help us out with the like, comment, share, subscribe, so on and so forth with the YouTube algorithm. YouTube algorithm. With every algorithm. Heartbreak. Yeah, bro. It was so good to chat up with you again, man. Thank you for having me on. Thank you for joining me. And
yeah, man.
Let's do it again.
So listen, guys, tap in with me, coaching, get your game leveled up. I'll be dropping some more infield in the very near future. And book a session right now. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.